Hello friends. So we have a very special guest today. நிறைய கிட்ஸ் ட்ரீம் பண்ணுற ஒரு வேலையை செய்கிற ஒரு ஆள் நம்ம கூட இருக்காங்க. எப்படின்னா ட்ரீம் என்ன மாதிரியான ட்ரீம் அப்படின்னா இதெல்லாம் நீங்கள் டெய்லி ஃபேஸ் பண்ணுற ஸ்ட்ரகிள்ஸ் தான் வித் யோர் கிட்ஸ் ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்கலி. நான் இன்னைக்கு ஸ்கூலுக்கு போக மாட்டேன், நான் நாளைக்கு ஸ்கூலுக்கு போக மாட்டேன். வி ஹேவ் அ கெஸ்ட் ஹூ டசன்ட் கோ டு ஸ்கூல் அட் ஆல். நான் ஸ்கூலுக்கே போக மாட்டேன். ஸோ லெட்ஸ் வெல்கம் அஃபியா கேரல் டிக்சன். வெல்கம் அஃபியா. So without boring you with other questions, மற்றதெல்லாம் அப்படியே ரொம்ப போர் பண்ணாம I'll get straight to the question. Okay, I have a very முக்கியமான question. எல்லாரும் கேட்கக்கூடிய question, எல்லாரும் எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ற question. இது மாதிரி அன்ஸ்கூல் பண்ணும்போது ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸுக்கு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, சில்ட்ரன் தனியா இருப்பாங்க, போர் அடிக்கும். உங்களுக்கு போர் அடிக்காதா?
Not really.
Friends இருக்காங்களா?
Yes.
எவ்வளவு friends இருக்காங்க? How many friends do you have?
So many friends I can't count.
That's nice. So you have so many friends. So the friends problem solved. நம்ம அந்த क्वेश्चन பத்தி நிறைய போக தேவையில்லை. சரி, where do you meet all these people?
At my music institute. There's a music institute that I go to.
Okay, what do you learn?
I learn many instruments altogether.
Many instruments. People like me don't know even one instrument. Okay, I'm other பேசலாம். So getting back to this, how did you choose these instruments?
Well, my first interest was drumming.
Okay.
I love listening to music and the beat it gives and the steady metronome.
Okay.
So after that, I started with that.
Okay.
Then my voice was also good. So
okay, obviously I can see that. I'm sorry, I can hear that.
I moved on to vocals.
Okay.
After
so
that,
what kind of music do you practice?
All genres.
All genres. So what's your favorite probably?
Rock.
Interesting. Okay. So I have one more question. இதுலயே நம்ம இன்னொரு question கேட்கலாம். How did you choose this instrument? Or was it like a daddy's choice who mentioned, learn this one, learn this one? No, learn this one.
Not really.
Not really?
It was all mine.
They let you get into the shop and ask you to choose any instrument?
Not really. I'm actually pushing towards production, music production. Okay. So for that, I needed to know an instrument that can bring out the melody in a song.
Okay.
So I picked keyboard for that.
Okay.
After that, I sort of got interested in the guitar, the way they strum and how cool they look. So I moved on to that. If I'm
not wrong, it is a completely free choice.
Yeah.
Okay. This begs for me to ask another question because, especially in India, parents control their children, or to be very specific, curb their freedom of choice even after 20-25, even when they have a kid. They choose the clothes for their kids also. In that particular society, how does your mom let you choose things? Like, how does this process happen? Like, do you go and ask, like, Mom, I need this, I would like to do this? Like, what exactly happens in that particular moment?
I ask her what I need and she questions me a bit.
Okay.
And then we come to an agreement that it's needed or it's not necessary. And then, like judging by that,
as you mentioned, we come to an agreement was a thing which you mentioned. So, there are times when you people didn't come to an agreement.
Yes, like the stuff, like soft toys. Okay. I already have many of those. This is just an example.
Okay. Give me some other example where you asked something very desperately. Very desperately, but then mom was like, no, this shouldn't be done. This is not good for you.
Was this one time where I wanted to get something. I can't remember the details. Okay. But then we started talking about the money. Okay. And whether it would be necessary, how long I would need it, and how much time it would take for me to forget all about it, and then waste of time. Okay. So after that, I finally decided that I really didn't need it.
Interesting. But I have one more question. If that is the case, for a young mind, especially kids, anything is useless. After a couple of months, they throw it away. Now you are pretty much mature, so you are able to answer these questions. When you were a little bit young, you might not be aware of those kind of things where you were able to interpret the content which your mom is trying to tell you. You will still be like, no, I need this. And obviously, you're going to throw it away in a couple of months, which even you might have known or not. So, what did you do at those times, when you were a little bit younger, a couple of years back or, 3 years back or something?
Okay, a couple of very cute eyes and then the object would be in my hands in a while.
That's nice. I asked this question because I just wanted to know how you guys come to an agreement at different parts of life. So it's often like you come up with particular request and mom gives the pros and cons and you both come to an agreement. It's not a one-sided choice, either your parent or yourself. It's a very healthy way to take decisions. So if you are moving to the next question, so what do you think about school? Or to be very specific, what do you think about unschooling? You have to educate me. I'm a little bit ignorant in it. You tell me, like, what do you think of it, and how do you view it?
I think it's a very amazing choice and it's so full of freedom
Okay.
that I don't get pressured to learn one subject.
Can you tell me the pros and cons all by yourself instead of me pointing out? You let me know. What are the pros and cons?
So, in school, in my opinion,
Okay.
if you really like math,
Okay.
you only get to do that for one particular time.
Yes, indeed.
So, if you're still interested, you won't be allowed to continue. The next subject has to come in. So, technically, you don't get to follow your interest
Aren't
and
you all-
learn the
aren't
entire
you all,
thing.
you know, bound by boundaries, basically? No?
No.
You don't think so? Not you.
Sometimes
at
I
least.
learn just maths for an entire day.
No, that's interesting. Not for myself, but somebody who does for maths. Okay. Anyway, so don't you ever miss like, no, I want to go to school. I want to get into that atmosphere where these all cute uniforms and get to meet people, get to meet new teachers, and you know that activity. Did you ever miss it?
Sometimes I still think what I could have been if I still went to school. But in the end, I come back to the
Not here for
country.
sure. So you never missed it, like to a greater extent. It was just a thought,
Just a thought.
passing cloud. Okay. So what do you think about people who go to school?
I think
Forget
they're
the system.
unique.
They're unique.
Yeah,
That's a nice
everyone has their own differences.
Okay.
And in the classes that I go to, it's like school is a distant memory. We're all just friends hanging out.
Okay. So how do those friends, you know, people who go to school, talk to you or question you regarding your system, or how do you question their system? Like, you know, what happens between you people?
Okay, so I just ask them how their exams are going on.
Okay. So you don't write any exams.
Actually, I will after I reach 10th and 12th.
Okay.
So they just respond as it's very horrible, so pressuring. And then that gives me back the memories of the time I had to sit down in one place and start studying for exams.
Okay.
And after that, their only response that they give once they hear I'm homeschooled is, wow, it's so amazing. I wish I could do it.
I wish I could do it. This thing is like, very familiar with a lot of people in this particular state and country. I wish I could do it. You know, they just keep wishing, they don't do it. Anyway.
Because they can't convince their parents in their opinion.
Okay, Afia. So I have one more question for you. Have you ever felt too dependent? You know, being a child who is unschooled. Have you felt too dependent? You know, for example, let me keep it short. In school, you have a lot of choices to do stupid things and intelligent things. But then you tend to make those things. But வீட்டில் இருக்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு வந்து everything is controlled and monitored and in ஒரு controlled விஷயத்தில் பண்ணுற மாதிரி ஃபீல் ஆகலையா?
No, not really.
How do you take things generally? Is it completely not depend? உங்களுக்கு தெரியலையா நம்ம எல்லாமே அவங்க சொல்றது அப்படியே நம்ம செய்யற மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு தோணலையா?
No.
Never?
Never.
Be it your studies or anything for that matter? Sure?
Certain.
That's nice. Okay. So, Afia, moving to the probably last question. No, there is a psychological factor involved in kids. என்ன மாதிரி அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா kids perceive time differently than adults. For adults, after a particular point of time, years pass together, but they don't tend to notice as much as they used to notice when they were kids. Why they do so often? It's because when they were kids, they will notice a lot of things, a lot of details. That's why people always say kids perceive the time differently. So how do you handle it? How do you perceive time? Does it feel like days are passing away together, or are you living every single day on your own terms? Like, how do you feel that? Have you ever felt like, okay, this was a very fast year?
No.
No?
Every day is different, but time really never passes unless you're doing something you like.
Okay. So you like the details of that particular activity, be it anything for that matter, studying or music or whatever it is. So you tend to notice the details. How do you like to recognize the time? How do you set goals? Like, is it like for the days or the months or the coming years? How do you perceive it? What do you have in mind?
I usually just keep a timetable for my practices, and after that I just let life
So it's just
take over.
a schedule of days.
Yeah.
What about the future? After a couple of years, after 5 years, what do you think of those period of time?
Right now I just have an idea on side jobs,
Okay.
how to earn a little bit of money,
Okay.
something that will
What about the
help
main
me
job?
save. Main jobs, I'm jumping.
Okay.
And my previous interests don't die either. So first I settled with law, then I wanted to do software engineering, then I wanted to be a music producer, and then an author.
Good choice. you would make a very good worker.
Yeah.
So you take things slowly and steadily, and you live life one day at a time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is so nice catching up with you, Afia. I think I had got some great things from you. You know, it's nice to see you say so many things and teach us with a lot of knowledge. So nice meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சுன்னா எங்களுக்காக லைக் பண்ணுங்க, உங்களுக்காக சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணுங்க, மற்றவர்களுக்காக ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க.